early. However, good morning and coming here with me. I was just about to try to find some type of lip gloss situation because it is early in the morning. I refuse to get out this bed right now. For sure. And and my ringers are on. My ringer is on each phone. I wanted to see real quickly, and don't mind any of my little spots. This is my shirt from yesterday. I did not change my clothes. I just went to bed. I had a day yesterday. Today was crazy. I mean, yesterday was crazy. Um, it's unfortunate, but like it happened. Um, it's a story that I'm going to not tell in detail because yesterday was crazy. Good morning. Good morning to you. So I have you here angled to the side because I want to see how the connection is. I want to understand if it's okay for me to read or be on live for a long extended period of time. And then also, we've come to talk about a few small things in regards to the book club. But I want to first pull this up. See, it looks very blurry to me. Good morning. Where have you been? Working, missed you. I know. I know. I have been. Things have changed a lot. Things have changed a lot for me. It's so crazy how drastically my life can change. You can't hear me? Hold on. Let me change the connection I'm on. This is the reason why I haven't been able to read. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me just change my connection. Because I was actually trying to see if this Wi-Fi. Okay, here I am. All right, again, y'all, please excuse the little spot on my shirt. Truly apologize. Whenever my angle is like this, it makes me look quite shaped quite different as well. So please excuse that. This is the shirt that I had on yesterday. I did not go change clothes. So I truly do apologize. So what I was trying to do, guys, is the reason why I had the camera down at that angle is because I was trying to see if the Wi-Fi where I am can hold the connection enough to where we can actually get something done as far as reading the doing the podcast because we're still on read three because I end up having to change the place that I live at, so I ended up having a Wi-Fi change, and the Wi-Fi here is really bad. It's been absolutely horrible. Um, one more thing. But yes, I wanted to start doing my show over here. I have a show planned for this channel. Um, can you hear me now? Hi, Belinda. Hello. Can you hear me now? Okay, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to start doing a show for this channel. I have a morning show planned, but the only thing is, in order for me to get the morning show going and stuff, I need to switch areas and get some damn Wi-Fi. I'm in a place where I barely have any Wi-Fi, and it really, really sucks. Like it's not good at all, and I'm extremely irritated about it because it's like everything was going so perfect. You know, you can't hear me still? Let me see, girl. Let me see, girl. Hold the connection enough to where we can actually get something um, I hear done myself. As far as reading I can hear myself. Connection enough to where we can actually get something. So, Melissa, yes, you're the only person who cannot hear me, baby, unfortunately. Um, so yeah. What was I? Oh, I was saying I actually have a show plan for the channel that I have not been able to really get going because of this situation. And because of this, the changes that are happening um, in my life, it's rough. It's what am I trying to say? It's um it's hard to manage the fact that I have all this stuff going on at once. That's basically what I'm saying. It's hard to manage it all when, especially when stuff is like creating a barrier. So it was already a barrier with me having to move with the spare of the moment. Then I move, and then this lady is like, "Oh, I found your ring." So she found. So I don't know if I ever told you guys. Um, so we end up having to go back over to the lady's house to get my ring. Where is my ring? To get, ooh, batteries just fell out the remote. To get my ring. I don't know if I ever told you guys. This ring right here. I think my, yeah, this ring right here. This is a very expensive, very big body baguette and round diamond ring. And one day I had literally bought, so I had bought about $150 worth of groceries for so that I can buy gumbo. She wanted gumbo. And I'm like, well, this lady was, nice enough to let me live with her. So I want to make her some gumbo. So good morning. Good morning. So I end up getting all the ingredients. While I'm getting the ingredients, um there was a woman there was a woman trying to get by behind me. Now I didn't see this woman in particular. I did not know she had a daughter. I saw someone trying to get by, so I pulled my basket out of her way. The lady walked by. It was no issue. She just walked by. No, she didn't say nothing. Why did the lady I live with decide to be like, "Oh, you almost hit that little girl"? So now she done got the lady riled up. Like, well, you did almost hit her. I'm like, well, thank God that, there's you as her mother, her hero, and she didn't get hit. That's a good job as a parent, because I surely didn't see, you know. And and so and so the lady that I live with, that I'm buying all these groceries for, she's like, "Okay, but you almost hit her. You need to be more da 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 da." And so the lady, like, I'm like, well, it didn't hit her, so it is what it is. The lady, like, you ain't gotta be rude about it, bruh. I got to my limit, because I was already waiting for this lady to walk off so I can blow the fuck up on the person I was staying with. And so she kept going, and I end up going off in that store. I went completely berserks, and I didn't want to tell anybody at the time, because it's like I'm really trying to make these changes, but the stress of all of that really pissed me off. And so when the lady was like, "Well, you don't have to be rude about it," shit went wrong. I was like, "Bitch," and it went from there. And it got to the point where I realized that when she finally did walk away, I realized that I was following her through the store. And I was like, okay, I had to control myself, because I get like that. Like, I really beat on that type of time sometimes. And I really have to, like, walk away and check myself a lot of times, so that I don't end up in trouble. Okay, for real. But it made me mad. So I decide, I walk off, and I'm like, let me just go finish shopping. I walk the other way, and Nani is like, I'm rolling the basket, and Nani is like standing right in front of the basket. I'm like, can you get from in front of the basket, please? I'm trying to roll past you. And then she popped the attitude. Dang, I didn't know that. All that shit. And I lost it. I lost it. Boom, blew up right there in the store again. Ended up leaving the basket full of stuff, parked on whatever aisle, walking out the store, and blowing up in the parking lot. It was really bad. So, okay, good. So then, so then, the lady I was living with, ended up getting Nani in her car, and we end up driving.
I followed you.
Oh, okay. I end up blowing up and walking down the street. So Nani ended up following me and was walking down the street with me while I was cussing and ranting and raving. And the lady ended up pulling up on the side of me, And she actually pulled up in front of me, and she was like, come here, give me a hug, get in this car, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, I didn't mean to do, all of this other stuff that she was saying. And I was just like, okay. So she ended up talking me down. I ended up going back to the store, getting the ingredients for the gumbo, and then we end up going to the house. We get to the house. I have this ring on my finger. Now, there's certain things that I purchased when I was wealthy, okay? And I want to keep those things. I thought I purchased them when I was rich, and I want my shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm poor now, don't mean I don't want my stuff that I had when I was wealthy. So, and this is one of those items. This is not a cheap ring. This is not one of those ones. This is a beautiful, a very beautiful, gorgeous, you know what I'm saying, piece. Like, girl, what? So I have this ring on my finger, but I start making my roux. I decided that I needed to take a shot too. So I wanted to go across the street and get me a little shot from the store. So I went across the street, got a shot, came back to the house, I started making my roux. But I started realizing that I didn't want it to get on my ring. I took my ring off and I set it on the counter. Okay. The next thing I know, the lady I live with comes in there while I'm making my roux. Me and Nani have not gone back outside. We're not nowhere but from the living room to the kitchen, because that was really the only space we had. Living room, kitchen, bathroom. We didn't do nothing else. We didn't go nowhere else in the house. There was no reason for us to. So so we end up so I end up taking my ring off so that she could finish so I could finish making the roux or whatever without getting it on my shirt. And the next thing I know, this woman comes in the kitchen and she starts to put water on the counter where my ring was. um Hold on. Hold on, you guys. I'm sorry. It's a message that I have to answer. Okay. So I was so she ends up coming in, and now she is has water where she's putting buckets loads of water where my ring is, like right on top of where my ring is. All of a sudden we can't find my ring. All of a sudden. Now mind you, this woman is an ex heroin addict. She's an ex she's a thief. She admitted it. She'll tell you, I'm a thief. I was a hoe. I was a horrible. You know what I mean? I didn't want a nigga unless he was gonna sit up and let me sit up in his bathroom all day and be high. Like, nobody's doing that. Nobody's about to allow you to sit in the bathroom all day and be high. Like, what? That's crazy. Apparently somebody did though. But that's the type of person she is. She'll tell you I ain't shit and I got mental issues and I kicked my daughter and this person all out the house. Um, while in the rain and all this stuff, and I regret what I did, as a younger parent. Now she's 70 or 69 and coming to a realization like, damn, I could have did all that different. Right. But it be the moms that think that they miss hard body, miss the da 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 da. It be the Tokyo Tonys of it all. It be all of them. Her and Nani end up getting into it. She ended up busting in the bathroom on Nani while Nani was in the shower. And Nani got upset. I come home from work at 10 p.m. because I had to go to my office at 7:30. So I had to work through the day, then go to the office by 7:30, and then catch the bus back home. So I come through the door at about 10 p.m. literally, and these two motherfuckers sitting in there arguing. And I'm like, hey, I just got in from work. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, what? And Nani wanted to tell me her side. She wanted to tell me her side. And eventually she was like, your daughter doesn't like me. I want y'all to leave. Like, your daughter She just, and that's not true. My daughter did like her. And then so the next day, she kept ranting and raving and wouldn't shut up until I left. So when Nani got home from school, we left and we came and got the little spot that we in now. Then all of a sudden, days later, I think she felt bad about it. She called me and she was like, I found your ring. I'm going to tell you this. We looked up and down, left and right for this ring. She also said some other stuff that led me to believe that she went to go get my ring like appraised for a pawn, to like a pawn shop. She said some stuff to make me believe that because why are you talking about how much my ring is worth? Why is that even coming out of your mouth at all? Like that's crazy work. So, who else goes and gets my ring but Bruce? Yes, Bruce went and got my ring and he bought it to me. We hung out for a little while and we were sitting in a car talking when Nani came downstairs from the room. And she said she wanted to go to the store. She came to the door and she handed me, or I handed her the card, my credit card, so she can go to the store. Nani goes to the store and she comes back crying. And she's like, something happened to mama. And I'm like, what? And Bruce is like, what happened? And she, like a grown ass man, a Mexican man, jumped in her face and she was asking him to back up because he was in her face talking shit. He wouldn't back up. And then he dropped something on the floor and he used her leg to go down and pick it up. He just decided to use my daughter's leg as a stool for him to pick up whatever he dropped after he was ranting and raving in her face. So immediately, I'm sorry, my nose is dry on right here. Sorry about that. So immediately, Bruce and I, we get in, Nani get in the car, we go looking for him. We see him, oh, actually, we walked around the corner first. We see him and we like, hey, I'm like, hey, come here. He like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Walk off. Bruce like, come jump in the real man's face. And he walks off. We end up going and getting in the car. Now, this is where I know that this man ran. He ducked off. He dipped the corner, dipped into a building and was talking to a whole different family. Long story short, he paid for every bit of that. I'm just gonna say that like that. Long story short, he paid for every bit of touching my child. Um and it's unfortunate that that had to go like that because that could have led me into so many different situations, but I cannot be allowing anybody to put their hand on my kid. Like that's out. When it comes to her, I got to just be willing to go, like straight up. And so yeah, it really did go down real bad yesterday. Hi, everybody is wondering where, you know what, y'all, everybody has been wondering where I am. um it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I've been really trying to get it together, writing this book. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to read y'all the first chapter, and hopefully, I can come back tonight and do this with our other story with falling in love with Diddy. It's gonna be have to be like this though. Um, it's not gonna be able to be any type of different way because the Wi-Fi here is freaking horrible. It's so bad. It's a pain in the ass. Right now, the Wi-Fi that I'm on is from another one of my phones. So, um I'm able to use it. But let me read y'all chapter 1 of what I'm working on. Y'all, we are getting hold on. My computer dying. Hold on, y'all. Computer's dying. Hold on. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, we are getting along in our book. Again, if y'all just got here, please don't mind my shirt. Um, Yesterday, Bruce brought us some black bean ribs. Have y'all ever tasted black bean ribs? Have y'all ever tasted black bean ribs before? They are so good. So yesterday, Bruce bought us some black bean ribs, and and my shirt is a mess. What? What?
Remember that.
Remember what?
You ain't bring me no ribs.
Because I got you orange chicken.
Nah, remember that.
Anyways. So with that being said, I don't know if you guys ever taste black beaned ribs. Them shits is good. Okay. I think ribs in any fashion. They're actually rib tips. Black bean rib tips. I think rib tips in any fashion are so good. And them black bean rib tips was just jamming, child. But with that being said, I spilled stuff all over my shirt and it looks a hot mess. And I truly do apologize for that. Okay. All right. I'm getting ready to read you guys the first chapter of the book that I'm currently writing. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what it is. This is not book number one. I don't think I'm putting these books out in order. You're just going to have to purchase them and put it together. I'm not putting them out in order on purpose. It makes it more exciting when you go back and you're like, oh shit, because that's how that happened. Because when I read this book, it said this. But if you go back, and it explains to you how you got there. So I'm not putting them out in order. This is not book number one. This is actually me entering the prison. Okay. I wish I could show y'all some of the AI clips that I came up with. What happened to my page? Um, that I came up with for Teahive Movie Night channel, right? So if you guys are not subscribed to Teahive Movie Night, those channels are for you guys. That's the Teahive channels. Make sure you guys subscribe to Teahive Movie Night and Teahive Book Club. But I have some AI clips that I would love for y'all to see. I'm kind of nervous about them because, yeah, but they're of a woman at a strip club and the audience is watching her. I noticed on the first time that I made that clip, because it's for the book that I'm writing, because I get into different things in this book. But there were like people with legs, or it would just be a person with like their legs, like their head, their legs, and like their hands clapping with no body and shit. So I had to go back and redo all that. But I'm going to be putting all of my books into movie form, and it's going to take me a while, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to work on it. Trust me. I really need to get settled, and it really sucks because I'm not settled out here where I am, but I'm working on it big time. I really am. Anyway, all right, we're going to get into, let me tell y'all what we're about to do. We're going to get into this. Hold on, where is that other device? Okay, we're going to get into me reading the first chapter, or version one of the first chapter, because there's several different versions of this chapter, but I'm going to read this particular version to you guys. And then we're going to read a poem of gratitude and attitude. That is what we're doing right now. All right, so let's get into it. So for those of you guys who don't know, I did go to prison and I wrote 5 books, 16 children's books, one how-to book, created countless different pieces of literature, including planners and everything else that you guys will start seeing listed here after a while when I'm able to get shit done. Um, and so I've done a lot. And I'm just getting into, because I'm only 2 months off of parole, 3 months, going on 3 months. Oh, 3 months yesterday. 3 months off parole yesterday. Woo! Um, so because of that, uh, child could have went right back yesterday. Y'all just don't know. But I'm now starting to want to get more into my writing and stuff like that, to where I am completely done with the system, and I'm so grateful. And no, I did not go to prison for being a criminal. I went to prison for being a parent. And so there's a difference between me and another person, right? I'm not out here prostituting and robbing people or stealing cars and hopping fences or boosting or nothing like that. I went to prison behind my child, and that's it. Protecting her and directing her. And that's that on that. And she right here right now. Because they know it. She knew it, and I know it. So, yeah. With that being said, though, sometimes as a parent, you do have to stand on business, especially when it comes to grown men and your child. This is the issue that happened yesterday. I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit. And if y'all have the chance to see what really happened yesterday, you would be like, oh, she's on that type of time. Yes, I am. And it's unfortunate, but I don't play that shit when it comes to my kid, bro. I don't. I just don't. Anyway, all right. Version 1, Chapter 1, The Fish Tank. I was sitting in the fish tank, irritated and already resigned to spending my 38th birthday in there. It had been a long 3 weeks, especially because my bunkie had swamp bottom. She smelled wild, and whenever she sat on the toilet, I felt personally attacked. I was still not used to watching people use the bathroom right next to me. So when I heard I was being moved, I was happy. The moving date fell directly on my birthday, around 4:30 p.m. Before this moment, I was in the Before this moment, in the fish tank, I could make only one call a week for 15 minutes. I was allowed to shower every other day and could only open the cell door to grab or put back food trays. The women I was bunked with either slept all day. The woman I was bunked with either slept all day or tried to flirt with the CO, Mr. Wrong. I used to get irritated with my bunkie, but I tried not to show it because she was mentally unstable. She had told me that she had been on drugs while she was free, though you couldn't really tell by how she looked. Later, I found out she was facing a life sentence as a habitual felon, and that left a bad taste in my mouth. Still, she had been nothing but cool with me, so I kept the negative thoughts to myself. Then my room number was called and the door popped open. We were told to roll up. I didn't even know what that meant, but I copied my bunkie, who clearly had done this before. We sat in the room waiting on our names. My nerves were all over the place. Knowing I was finally leaving that tiny cell after 3 long weeks, I knew I'd be able to talk to my family more than 15 minutes a week. I could go outside on the yard. I could use the microwave or make tea and coffee. Basic things people take for granted. When our names were called, about 10 of us scrambled to gather our things. We weren't moving to paradise, not even close, but anything was better than where we were. They handed us these large black bins we had to stuff everything into. The walk down the hallway was long, but exciting. I've always loved adventures, good or bad. I just like experiencing things, life in all its forms. As we walked, I saw parts of the prison that we never knew existed. Different pods sectioned off. Way more women. Officers we'd never seen before. The laundry room, the cafeteria, the operations bubble, the visitation area, prison boards with postings, the yard, even a section with a children's playground. We all walked quietly, taking it in. We might have been in shock. When we reached the door, one officer yelled, "Shut the hell up and listen to instructions." We all froze. We'd heard officers here would run up on you and get in your face, but I didn't expect it so fast. The man was clearly getting off on being an asshole. "Your room is 204D," he barked at me. His name, I later learned, was Mr. Gates. A, in real life, B, let me pause right quick. In real life, Mr. Gates was crazy as fuck. He would be taking people food tray and tossing them across the damn cafeteria. And he actually had to go to the men's prison because of that. He took this girl named Astro Plate and he tossed her plate across the cafeteria and gave her a lunch bag to eat for dinner. And they sent him to the men's prison because he was doing too much, like for real. So this officer I'm talking about, he already do too much. Period. Just know this, okay? Because he's in these books for real. Anyway, "Your room is 204D," he barked at me. His name, I later learned, was Mr. Gates. I was confused, but I wasn't about to ask him anything. I pretended I knew exactly where I was going and walked into the pod. Inside, I was scared and surprised. It was mostly white women. I'd always thought jails everywhere were majority black people because that's what I'd always seen, but not here. Only about 4 black women in the whole pod. A few girls walked up on me, asking me what room I was in. I didn't know they could tell where new people were headed based on which bunks were open. I expected attitude, drama, maybe someone treated me like I stole from them or slept with their baby daddy. Instead, they were nice. One girl asked me, "Do you need help with your trunk?" The trunk was huge and heavy and apparently would stay with me my entire time at NDOC FMWCC. I told her yes and thanked her, and she started dragging it up the stairs. I looked up and realized she was the smallest Hispanic woman doing almost all the work. I felt bad. When we got to the top of the stairs, a big black woman stood there with her hands on her hips like she was waiting to see what I was about. Remember this character. Remember her. I peeked into the cell before slipping in. 8 beds. Intimidating. Girls sat around the tables, piled with snacks I hadn't seen in months. They looked like treasure. Popcorn, cookies, almond Snickers. You unplugged my computer. Almond Snickers, sodas, and more. I hadn't had real snacks since CCDC, where everything tasted like wood. No meat, no flavor. I was hungry for real. I stared too long because everyone noticed. I stared too long because everyone noticed. I got embarrassed, but I was literally thirsty. I started to unpack, then realized someone was already laying in my assigned bunk. It was the same tiny woman who just helped me carry my trunk up the stairs. I thought she was being genuinely kind, but now I saw the motive. She wanted my bed. That's my bunk, I told her. Well, I'm D, and it don't really matter which bed you in. The police don't give a damn, she said like it was a fact. But really, what she meant was she wasn't moving. I asked, okay, so where do I go? I didn't want any drama on my first minutes in the cell. There was too many women in there for me to be guessing who was aligned with who. I knew if she didn't want to move, it didn't matter what was assigned to me. I felt uncomfortable, but it was day one. It was my birthday, so I chose peace for the moment. Want some snacks? D asked quickly, trying to change the subject. I did, and I wasn't turning them down. She had carrots, soft, seasoned, fresh out the microwave. At intake, we ate them hard and cold, and it was exhausting. She even had carrot cake. I didn't even know you could make that with a microwave. When I told them it was my birthday, they all sang for me. For a moment, it felt like a blessing. I didn't always get along with these 7 bunkies later on, but I never forgot how they made that day feel like God was showing me He had my back. I chose a random bunk and started settling in. I'd come in with a girl named Katie, a motor mouth who thought she knew everything about the prison, even though she'd never been there before. She rubbed me the wrong way immediately. She wouldn't stop talking, and her breath was atrocious from her rotten teeth. Chow, mouthful of coffins, bitch. Anyway, I realized my bed was across from hers, and it irritated me even more. I knew I'd be switching beds soon. Later, I found out she was a baby case, someone who comes in for killing their baby. You'd think she'd be quieter, but nope. The girls in the room seemed tight with each other already. I wanted to fit in and hope for a peaceful environment, but I knew myself. All it took was one wrong look, one wrong tone, and shit could go left. So I kept myself in check. Before the questions about my case started getting too deep, especially since social media had already been dragging my name, I left to check on the other girls from intake. Everyone seemed settled. The wild thing about Nevada is that there's only one women's prison in the whole state, so everyone from your county, your neighborhood, online drama, all end up in the same place. It was like a reunion, not a family reunion, just a reunion of familiar faces forced into the same chapter. I saw my friend Stacy from county. She had gone to court with me. She'd seen my whole case unfold, my tears, my anger, and my sadness. We had been literally shackled together. The only one not out socializing was Katie. Suddenly, she was quiet, strangely quiet. She talked nonstop before, and now she wouldn't say a word. It was weird. Nick, a stud, who preferred to be addressed as a man, asked how Katie was fitting into our cell. He seemed genuinely worried, but I'd soon find out there was way more to that. I walked around enjoying the freedom of not being locked in a tiny cell. I saw my intake bunkie, Tammy, looking for her girlfriend, Felicia, someone she had just decided was her girlfriend after meeting her at CCDC. I'd met Felicia before too, and she'd always been cool. But when I said hi this time, she barely spoke. Tammy had her on lockdown. I wasn't used to the whole jail relationship thing. It was just new to me, and honestly, kind of traumatizing when I thought about Tammy's hygiene. That was my introduction to prison romance, and it wasn't cute. My bunkies were a mix. City, who was a black woman, the liar, exaggerator, and drama starter. D, the tiny Hispanic with the broken teeth but good energy, the sewer and the crafty one. Katie, the baby case who set her son on fire for crying in pain from scoliosis. Stacks, a ghetto white girl, or maybe Hispanic, or maybe Sicilian girl claiming she was from Sicily. Justine, the white girl we all called Justin Bieber because she looked just like him, also toothless. Skip, native from Reno, convinced the system was out to get her and me. She was nothing short of crazy. It felt like most of the prison had no teeth. Nevada must have had some powerful drugs. Then shit popped off. Tammy was walking with Felicia, and an older lady named Carrie said hi to Felicia. And Tammy snapped. She started yelling, losing her mind, and threatened to beat Carrie's ass. Carrie wasn't scared and matched her energy. Since Tammy had been my intake bunkie, I thought maybe I could calm her down. I tried to put my hand on her shoulder. That didn't work. The next thing I knew, Tammy grabbed Felicia by the throat and choked the hell out of her. My eyes bugged out. We hadn't even been in the pod for a full day. The officers came storming in, yelling. They had warned us earlier that even one fight or argument that they claimed was a fight could cost us our parole dates. In Nevada, you get three: your PED, your NPR, and your expiration date. Mines were close together: November, February, and August. But many women had years between those dates. I didn't want to jeopardize anything. Luckily for Tammy and Felicia, the crowd around them blocked the camera views. The officers couldn't see what happened, and nobody was snitching. The cops were pissed. With no information to squeeze out of anybody, they locked the whole pod down because of it. Back in the room, the girls were buzzing about the new bitch choking Felicia. I kept quiet, grateful that it wasn't my introduction. The rest of the night, the girls and I played cards. I learned how to play spades that night. Justin Bieber laughed out loud with her gums on display. Despite some of them being completely off the wall, that night actually went okay. We didn't fall asleep till about 3 a.m. Breakfast was at 5:30 in the morning. Welcome to prison. Period. So that was chapter one of the book that I'm currently writing. And this is a true story. These are true. Um, I did change a few names. So like where a girl's name is country, it would now be city. Or if her name is Icy, it would be Kokilla. I'm just making up stuff. Or if her name was Tamika, it would be Tammy, or something like that. Just any change. If it was Ice, it would change to Cube. And so that's the only differences in this book. But these are true stories. I did not change Stax's name. Hi Stax, love you. She's on my Facebook. So if you see this, love ya. But yeah, I want to get some of these girls up on the channel. I want to get them to talk and stuff. But that comes after the book. I don't want it to take away from um the book and basically what I'm trying to do with the book. So that is the reason why um I'm just taking my time and kind of like just getting into a real good jump start. What did you guys think about that chapter and everything? What are you guys' thoughts? Because sometimes you guys are not really interactive with me in the audience. Sometimes you guys are, and sometimes you are not. And I'll be needing that interacting and interaction. Okay, just want to make sure I can hear myself. I'll be needing that interaction from y'all for real. So let me know what you guys thought about that. We are about to read. We are about to read our I loved it. I'm very intrigued. Nice. Thank you. So I'm just sending a hey from my T channel in case you guys are not subscribed to that T channel. You guys can go ahead and click it and subscribe to it. It's called True Diamond Tea Brew and Talk. And so I'm always brewing up tea over there. So make sure you guys join. Um, so yeah, so now what we are about to do is we are about to get into a poem of attitude and gratitude. Hold on. Oh no, hold on. Stupid thing messed up my poem. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go get my poem now. Because we got to be grateful. Grateful. Allow. That just made me so mad. And I gotta search. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. It's gonna come up right now. All right, hold on, guys. Let me just blow my little nose. I'll be right back. Y'all, so crazy that I have not been able to watch movies in a very long time. Even when I was in the prison and I just, you know what I mean? Like, just had nothing to do but just write and, manifest what I need and want done when I come out. I still was not able to watch movies. Do y'all know that I sat in Bruce's car and we watched three fucking movies? Like, back to back to back. I was like, okay, period. I don't know what happened with Bruce, but like I think that what happened with him was I think he tried to get with somebody else in the middle of our relationship. I think that he tried to be with somebody else and that shit didn't work out. And he realized like, oh, ain't nobody gonna love me like this woman loves me. And so he's trying to come back. He's trying to come back. I think that that's what happened. My dreads are coiled so tight, like you can literally see my scalp through this shit. Like that's so crazy to me. Cause you literally can't be seeing my scalp other times. Like, and ooh, they just coiled so tight. They in there. Okay, anyway. They're married together. They're gonna look like this for a minute. I'm gonna end up taking them apart in probably about a week. Anyway, let's go to our poetry. Okay, poetry. I think I can come back and read like this later on. I can do our podcast later on like this. It's not how I want to do it. It's not how I want to format it, but it is what it is. The times calls for it. Oh, Beauty Within, I missed you too. Y'all, I think I'm getting sick. Hold on. Sorry about that. I feel like I'm getting sick or something. I missed you too, girl. Beauty Within. Girl, everybody been asking me where have I been. Spicy Kai was like, where are you at? She just went under one of my videos. She was like, where you been? Listen, it's because of this freaking Wi-Fi situation. It's so bad. And I just have been tired of, struggling with particular things. I need to make a schedule for myself. So I know in the morning, by the time I finish my videos and stuff, because I have to go to work. Like I need to be done with my videos and just everything by like 10:30, 11 o'clock. If I'm not getting started by 12 p.m., then my days get hard. It's like it's hard for me to get up and go to work after that. You look forward to check. Okay, I'm trying to get on a schedule for that particular reason, and I definitely absolutely want to make sure that I'm getting my morning videos done. Like this is obviously one of my morning videos, and then I go over to True Diamond Tea Brew and Talk, and I do my morning live over there. I try to do True Diamond Tea Brew and Talk in the middle of the night, literally, because for some reason that's when most I get the most interaction. Like the other night, it was the middle of the night. I think I was talking about Blueface or somebody. I don't know. You can go back and look on my live videos. And you can see it's got like 4,000 views on it. There's one with like 2.8K on it. Those are the ones that I do in the middle of the night. And it'd be so many hundreds of people on the live with me. And I wonder why. It's not like that during the day for me. It's not. It's so weird. And that's a very small channel. So I don't expect all these huge numbers. But dang, what is up with that? Like I got this middle of the night audience and it's like it'd be hard for me to keep up with that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Nani got me watching the sci-fi channel and I just been watching people just get Lord help the people. I done forgot they could show movies like this with this much graphic. Jesus. It's bad. It's bad on the Sci-Fi Channel. All right, let's get to it. So for those of us who are grateful, for those of us who are so glad that they restored food stamps before Thanksgiving. Okay, for those of us who glad I got that pussy up out of my house. For those of us who just so grateful I got a roof over my head. Thank you, Lord. I'm just so grateful. And all that stuff. I got a poem for you. But first I got another story. We going back into story time, y'all. I got another story for you, and it's a quick one. It's a quick one. So this man, okay, I'm saying it like y'all know the man. Okay, so I'm sitting in my bed where I'm at right now, sitting right here. I'm butt naked. I have on no bra, no drawers, nothing on except this black little shirt like this across my boobs. That's it. I'm just getting out the shower or something, and I'm on the phone and I'm talking to P. Okay, and P is like mad at me for absolutely no good reason. He's like, cause I asked him if he was on the phone with a woman because he told me he talked to a female, but he'd been on the phone a lot lately. So I was asking him if he was on the phone with a woman. He flies off the handle. I don't want to do this shit. Even though he merged me into the phone call, merged me into the call with his homeboy. I apologize. I'm sorry, love. That was my bad. I'm tripping. Um, okay, baby, call me back. All that other shit that was said. Um, as soon as he got off that phone call, he decided to make beef. Like it had to be beef. It couldn't be clear and just let it be. And the next time you do that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna not want to deal with you. It couldn't be any of that. It couldn't be a warning. Couldn't be. It had to be now we beefing all of a sudden just because I asked him was he on the phone with a woman, right? So he's on the phone, he's mad, and I'm like sitting there trying to understand the seriousness of it. Like it is just not that deep. And if you're with, let me tell you something, ladies, if you messing with somebody and this person takes the simple situations and tries to blow them up and make them the end of the end all be all for everything, and walk the fuck away. Like people that care about you don't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like clearly I'm asking because I'm either insecure about something, I'm having trust issues with us just getting involved. Like there's reasons for things. If a person just like, fuck that, I don't want to deal with you because you do this or you act this or you feel this way. Walk the fuck away. Like have respect enough for your own feelings that if another person can't respect you or the way you get down or whatever, can't communicate with you and tell you what they, where they at with that or whatever, have enough respect to say, okay, this person don't really give a fuck about me, this is really just about him. And the thing that bothered me about it with P is that he would do the same shit to me, to the point where my daughter was like, that's crazy, he literally is worse than you. Right, you do the same shit to me, asking me, am I on the phone with a man, this, that, and the other, constantly, all the time. Yeah, you're on the phone with your other nigga. Yeah, you know them niggas' faces hanging up in my face because I'm speaking to my neighbor. All kind of little pussy ass shit. But then I ask you, are you on the phone with another woman? And I'm inebriated, which he was very aware of. And he hung up in my face and decided to do all this extra shit. So now we sit on the phone with him being mad. And I'm sitting here naked, looking through the mirror. Nani walking around. I look in the mirror and I see a man's face staring dead at me, but it's through like if you know how if you ever look through one of them windows in like how it is in a shower, but like you can see the whole shit, but it's just a little blurry, and it's like when I tell y'all it felt extraterrestrial. I looked it through the mirror and I seen somebody 2 mirrors away looking back at me. And it freaked me the fuck out. I was like, I seen a man, a brown faced man with a blue hat on, staring dead at me in my bed through my mirror. And I was trying to figure out what room it could be in here because that's impossible. Well, it turns out that uh so we covered up the mirror and all this stuff, and I haven't had to worry about it since the mirror's been covered. But Nani said, "Oh, I want to warm up my food." So because we had rib tips that day, barbecues and shit. So she ended up going to warm up the food, and she went down the stairs. I ended up staying at the top of the stairs so I could look around and see what the fuck was what. Girl, sure enough, right next door there is a serial killer warehouse right here. That's a full warehouse bricked up with one window. This man was looking at me through that window. I had seen the TV on through the mirror before, and I would be like, whose TV is that? I seen him walk by, and it felt like somebody walked by in here, and it made me jump like, who the fuck was that? Because this is a business. This is not a residence next door. So it just was weird. But I got the chance to see that there's definitely a weird pervert living behind this business. And it's inside of the business at up the stairs. And there's one window in that particular, I want to say, room, wherever that is. And that's the window that he was looking at me through. And it was the creepiest shit I'd ever seen. It creeped me out. I never had a peeping Tom that bad. And it made me wonder how long he's been looking at me in my bed, and, how long has he been staring at me? Straight up. Straight up. It was crazy. Um, I have a Patreon story to tell. I can't tell it nowhere but on Patreon. Um, there's a few things that I needed to get off my chest since I've been not live. And one of them I'm gonna have to share on Patreon, y'all. Just have to get it together. Okay. Attitude and gratitude. I wake up some mornings with a whole lot on my mind. Storm clouds, bruised feelings, memories trying to rewind. But before I let the weight of the world pull me under, I take a deep breath so it sounds almost like thunder. Because attitude is armor and gratitude is grace. And between the two of them, I've learned how to face the sun, the rain, the mess, the miracles. Everything that shows up trying to test my spiritual. See, gratitude isn't weakness. It's power in disguise, the kind that sharpens your vision when life tries to blind your eyes. It's the whisper that says keep going when you feel broken. The soft reminder that every prayer you prayed was spoken into something that listened, even when you felt ignored. And attitude, oh, that's the fire, the posture, the sword. It's the way I tilt my chin, even when my heart feels sore. The way I walk, like I know I belong to something more than chaos, than doubt, than rumors, and the shade. The things that try to shake me or convince me to fade. I learned that a good attitude doesn't mean smiling through pain. It means standing in the storm and still choosing to remain true to who I am, even when it feels hard. Even when life deals me a hand that feels stacked like cards, because gratitude is the ground beneath me, the solid earth that keeps me steady. Every blessing, every lesson, every not yet or not ready, every door that closed only to make room for one that fit, every tear that fell but taught me something from it. You see, life speaks in echoes, patterns, and signs, and gratitude helps me catch what attitude helps me define. Some days I thank God for the big things, the miracles, the breakthroughs, the doors that swing open like heaven remembered my name. But other days I'm grateful for the simple ones like breath and peace and a bit of sunlight through the blinds when I thought the darkness won. For the strength to forgive, for courage to try, for the tears I survived, for the prayers whispered in the eye of the storm I made it through without losing my mind. That's gratitude, the quiet kind. And attitude, that's when I get up anyway. That's when I wipe my face and throw my shoulders back and step out into my day. Like I'm allowed to take up this space. Like I don't have to apologize for my voice or my pace. Like life might shake me, but it can't erase me. It can't erase the truth of who I am or the God who holds my space. Attitude is the swagger I carry in my soul, the kind that says I've been broken, but I'll rise anyway, whole. It's the spark in my laugh after a season of crying, the courage in my walk after a season of trying to figure out who I am when life rearranges everything I was. Relationships, plans, promises, dreams. Attitude is where I say, I'm still here even when it looked messy, even when I was afraid, even when I wasn't ready. And gratitude answers, yes, you are still here. Because look at everything you made it through. Look at how you survived the things that were meant to swallow you whole, storms that should have taken your name, seasons that should have shaken your soul. Look at how you rose anyway, how you fought in your own quiet way, how you held it down when you felt like giving up, when it felt like giving up seemed easier than staying brave. Gratitude reminds me of everything I didn't lose, the faith that returned, the joy I refused, the peace I rebuilt from the pieces I had left. Every ending was a beginning, in disguise, I confess. Every no was protection, every delay was direction, every heartbreak was redirection, and every moment I felt alone was a quiet connection to a strength that lived deeper than I knew. Attitude and gratitude. They walked hand in hand with me. One lifts my chin and the other clears my vision so I can see that life is not just what happens. All right, that was it. That was it. That was all. Okay. Okay. Oh, hold on, hold on. I have more. I'm going to start from attitude and gratitude. I did not see that it was more. Hold on. Attitude and gratitude, they walk hand in hand with me. One lifts my chin, the other clears my vision so I can see that life is not just what happens. Okay. And then there's another part to it. It's how I respond, how I grow, how I shift, how I rise again. When the world thinks I won't show back up for myself, I'm grateful for the ones who walked away. They taught me to stop running after them. I'm grateful for the ones who stayed. They filled my life with meaning and laughter. I'm grateful for every mistake because it made me wiser. Every detour, every closed door, every path that looked dark at first sight but led to places where my spirit came alive under unexpected light. Attitude tells me I deserve the life I'm building. Gratitude tells me I'm blessed for the ground I'm tilting. Together they make me whole, a balance of fire and calm, the strength and surrender, of thunder and psalm. They're the echo in my steps, the melody on my breath, the reason I can rise, even when I'm pressed. So today I choose an attitude that doesn't shrink for anything. I choose gratitude that honors everything. I choose to grow, to heal, move with grace, speak life over my future, let the past take its place. I choose to love myself enough to stand tall even when tides change, to be soft even when life feels strange, to hold peace even when storms rearrange the things that I thought would last forever. I choose to be grateful for who I'm becoming, not just who I was. I chose to walk in the sunlight of purpose and not in the shadows of because. I choose to trust the journey, the timing, the shift. The way life chooses one chapter only to give another a lift. I chose to honor the woman I am, the one who fought, the one who rose, the one who stands, even when everything felt out of hand. I chose above all to live every day with an attitude of gratitude, the kind that keeps me grounded, keeps me true, reminds me that even on my hardest day I'm blessed and I'm growing. I am rising and renewed, and I am never through. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I added, so that was actually two poems mixed in one. So I forgot that I wanted to add the second part because I wrote pretty much two of the same poems. And so, yeah, so I mixed them together and made them one poem. So that's what that was. But yeah, attitude and gratitude, everything, your perspective, everything you see, is going to be based on your attitude and that feeling that you have of, oh, people just don't da 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 da, and that's going to be your gratitude. Your attitude is going to lift you up, to help you make decisions, to help you learn your boundaries, to give you the strength to keep going and be like, you know what, this is not going to defeat me. But your gratitude is that calm that's like, you know what, it didn't defeat me and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for that story. I'm so grateful for that testimony. And I'm grateful that I'm able to tell these people that I made it through. Hell, I'm grateful I went through it. You know what I'm saying? I am grateful I went through it. Had I not gone through that, I would never know these, and these things. Because life really is not just about consuming things or even being free. Jesus went to jail. These things have happened, right? Um, life really is about your character building. And what type of person are you passing away as? Are you going to heaven? Are you going to hell? What knowledge? What do you know? What did you learn? What have you done? You know, in that way. So yeah. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I truly do appreciate it. Melissa said, I usually am listening in the morning while I'm gardening, doing dishes and breakfast. Then in the evening when you pop on and I'm done cooking. Right. And then Beauty Within said, I listen to you while I'm at work. Okay, period. I can't be doing that. So yeah, so you guys, I really do need to, I really do need to get a little schedule going for the live videos. And I'm going to be doing that. I get a little bit, so I don't know if you guys know the feeling. I get a little bit, when you're live, there's a certain, so when you're live, you have to be very, very careful when you're live. More careful than you need to be when you edit in a video, right? So sometimes I get live fatigue, like when I go after an hour of just me trying to monitor what I'm saying, monitoring what other people are saying, making sure that I'm following the guidelines and policies and different stuff like that. It kind of gives you this live fatigue or work fatigue. And so because it's just mentally, it's a lot mentally, and I'm just getting rebooted back into being, you know what I mean, getting it all together. So I get a little life fatigue once I go past a certain amount of time, and then I'll be needing a break. But I do plan on going live on the Tea Brew channel really quickly, and doing some celeb tea. So, girl, you missed this whole live. I done been live for an hour, 1 minute, and 52 seconds. I was just telling them how I was gonna get ready to go live on True Diamond Tea Brew and Talk, but I got live fatigue, like, you know, and I think I slipped up and still said the R word, and then I tried to fix it and said grape, but it's stuff like that, you know, like you get live fatigue and you have to really, because all the monitoring and all the looking and, you know what I mean, making sure if I do like this that I'm not actually showing something, and you know what I mean. Dang, girl, 1:30 is crazy work. That is crazy work, girl. Shout out to my VIP Hive, Caramel Bunny, Gina, and our girl Mita. We love each other, and I love y'all so very much. All right, y'all. I will see you in the in on the other channel, and then I will see you back here on this channel, more than likely tonight, probably in this format. I'm gonna be reading the next episode of Falling in Love with Diddy. So we're gonna be on the read number 3, and we're gonna do it tonight, no matter what. And there's nothing that's gonna get in the way of that, literally. And I mean that. If I have to pre-record it, though, I need y'all to be there. I might have to pre-record it and upload it. And I've been having issues with my uploaded videos. I'm gonna need y'all to be there. Okay? Love you.